Hi, friends. It's Deanna Willison with Our Blooming Catholic Life, and thanks for joining part 2 of what week are we on? Week 12. We're in Second Chronicles, sometimes called Second Paralopamenon. It depends on what translation of the Bible, whether it's like the Greek name, the Latin name. There's a Hebrew name for a lot of these books. I don't want us to get caught up on the names, but it's important to have heard them, because what if you pick up a Bible translation like Grandma's Bible and you're like, I can't find it. It's nice to know, to be able to talk to people intelligently about the Bible, to know that there are differences in different translations, but also that part's okay. Let's see here. I really loved Monday's reflection. I won't lie. And thinking about the 8th day, which is Sunday, the 8th day, right? And really purifying everything before the 8th day. First Saturdays does have a role in that, friends, especially if you're able to get to confession on first Saturdays. When I was a little kid, we literally, and I don't know that everyone did, but I went to church with my grandparents, and they always had us go to confession right before Mass started. The second the priest came in. I feel like he came a little early for my family, but I could be wrong. We all went to confession right before Mass began. And such a beautiful thing. I honestly thought everybody did it, and I was very confused when I went to college, and it wasn't even offered. And so it is a very beautiful thing. If priests are able to do that, God bless you. We really need people to do that. If you're a retired priest and there's any way that you can offer that, I don't know, just saying. But if not, friends, if you go to First Saturdays and you are able to make your confession on First Saturdays, again, priests, we need your help on this one. You're the only ones that can do that. Maybe there's something we can do in return, like maybe all us ladies will bring a freezer meal for you to First Saturdays so that you'll have your meals for the week. I don't know. Something nice like that we could probably pull off, and maybe that would free up a little bit of time so that we could get confession on First Saturdays before Mass. And then, on the 8th day, we'll have been all completely purified and we'll be ready to go before the altar of the Lord for Sunday Mass. Anyway, that's what I got out of it. Oh, you could have gotten something completely different. I know it's very personal. You've all got your journals, you're journaling it. That's what I got of it, the first read. And so it really made me think about more things like that. Are there inventive things that we can do? And of course, always pray for your priests. I like praying for priests on Wednesday, but you know what? Thursday is a lovely day because it was at the Last Supper, right? Holy Thursday, where the institution of the priesthood happened. So praying for your priests on Thursday could be a lovely thing as well. And there's a lot of apostolates that pray for priests. There are 7 sisters. Oh my goodness, there's another one. There's at least one more. There are several. I know there's several. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting with it. There are lots of apostolates where ladies pray for priests. And so lovely to do that. Let's begin with the reading. I am just excited to see what this reading is going to give me of it. And to check in, see how I'm doing in that devotion. I do watch these live with you guys. I don't know if you know that. I do it again live with my journal with you guys. Let us begin again, for up till now I've just been yapping. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Summe glorioso Deus, illumina tenebras cordis mehi, et da mihi fidem rectum spem certum et caritatem perfectum, Domine ut faciam tuum sanctum et verax mandatum. Amen. And they began to cleanse on the first day of the month, and on the 8th day of the same month, they came into the porch of the temple of the Lord, and they purified the temple in 8 days. And on the 16th day of the same month, they finished what they had begun. And they went in to King Ezekias, and they said to him, We have sanctified all the house of the Lord, and the altar of holocaust, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of proposition with all its vessels, and all of the furniture of the temple, which King Achaz in his reign had defiled after his transgression. And behold, they are all set forth before the altar of the Lord. Pause here if you need to, friends. And they began to cleanse on the first day of the month. And on the 8th day of the same month, they came into the porch of the temple of the Lord, and they purified the temple in 8 days. And on the 16th day of the same month, they finished what they had begun. And they went in to King Ezekias and said to him, We have sanctified all the house of the Lord, and the altar of holocaust, and the vessels thereof, and the table of proposition with all its vessels, and all the furniture of the temple which King Achaz in his reign had defiled, after his transgression. And behold, they are all set forth before the altar of the Lord. And they began to cleanse on the first day of the month. And on the 8th day of the same month, they came into the porch of the temple of the Lord. And they purified the temple in 8 days. And on the 16th day of the same month, they finished what they had begun. And they went into King Ezekias and said to him, We have all sanctified all the house of the Lord, and the altar of holocaust, and the vessels thereof, and the table of proposition with all its vessels, and all the furniture of the temple, which King Achaz in his reign had defiled after his transgression. And behold, they are all set forth before the altar of the Lord. I can't remember if I've read it 3 times yet, but I'm out of time. Benedicat tibi Dominus, et custodiat te, ostendat Dominus faciam sum tibi, et miseretur tui, convertat Dominus voltum sum ad te, et Dominus bonus det tibi pacem, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.